Well, this is not what we want to report today of Lions injuries. It has been the case of this entire training camp preseason. The Detroit Lions have suffered way too many injuries. We didn't have just one major injury, and major meaning to a starter. Penei Sewell is critical to this team's success this season. And for him to suffer a major injury today, potential major injury, wanted to make sure I got enough facts and information before coming on to even report anything like this. There's the information that is out there right now, very limited on the interwebs. And then there's information that you get from people that you know. And at this point, what we are being told is that Penei Sewell suffered a foot injury. Now, they're classifying it as a foot injury, so not lower leg injury. Not MCL, not ACL, not knee, foot. So it can go one of two ways here. Did he break a bone? Did he get stepped on? What I'm understanding is he got a little bit of a roll up on here when he was engaged. What was reported, simple report by MLive, just said that the all-pro right tackle Penei Sewell suffered a foot injury during an intra-squad scrimmage on Wednesday. He laid on the ground for several moments before eventually hobbling to the sideline. He did leave under his own power after staying on the sideline for several minutes, working with the trainer, appeared to look at a tablet, probably trying to figure out what the heck happened. But this is a big blow to the Lions. I mean, we're already missing multiple players like Kevin Zeitler. Dan Skipper is now injured as well, I believe is what I just read a few moments ago. But we also suffered another injury today, and that was to Craig Reynolds, a lower body injury. So I don't get it. I don't understand why we have so many injuries this year, but this has been a major issue for the Lions to begin this season. I mean, the good news and the bad news is we have a few weeks before we have to go up against the Rams. And generally, if this foot injury, which could be as simple as an ankle injury, if it's a high ankle sprain, we're in trouble because that could take 6 to 12 weeks. You never know. Everybody heals differently. But that could potentially sideline Penei Sewell for the first quarter of the season, if in fact that is what it is. If it's a bruise, if it's a broken bone, if it's something like that, it could be longer or shorter. We just don't know. But the information that I got from someone that I know is I don't know. He has no clue because media is not available during the last couple of days of camp. So this really sucks for the Lions. And then Craig Reynolds going out today with a lower body injury. Don't have much more information on that. Tells me that Sione Vaki, depending on the severity of this injury with Craig Reynolds, is clearly going to be our number 3 running back, most likely to start the season. Also not practicing today. Lions have Jahmyr Gibbs out, Sam Laporta, Dan Skipper, Christian Mahogany still on NFI, DJ Reader on PUP. He'll return next week. Malcolm Rodriguez, he's been out since the scrimmage with the Giants. Terrion Arnold and Amik Robertson. Amik is a new addition. Terrion Arnold obviously still rehabbing from the pec injury. And then Ifeatu Melifonwu. Too many injuries. Limited at practice today. Kevin Zeitler, James Houston. So James Houston working his way back from the bone bruise. And then Carlton Davis. So just a lot going on here for the Lions. This is not shaping up to be a great start to the season, but hey, we got a few weeks. Let's see what happens. Practiced in full today, or at least back at it, Giovanni Manu, Jamar Jefferson. Kind of glad Jamar's still around. Ennis Rakestraw, Stephen Gilmore, and Brian Branch. So good news, bad news. And then the critical news, of course, with Penei Sewell. Man, we cannot afford to lose this guy right now. Trey says, I'm not panicking yet. I only panic when Brad and DC do. You know, I don't see a whole lot of panic from them. I mean, I think sometimes you see Dan Campbell kind of wear it a little bit more than Brad, I think. But yeah, man, it's just it's terrible. What's buffering? Why is it buffering today? I don't get it. Says I'm solid over here, Trace. I don't know. Shane Smith, bubble wrap that O-line. Bubble wrap, yeah. Should have just, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Broski Bear in it with his gifted membership. Hey, Will, it's buffering bad. I don't know why. It could just be YouTube, man. They did it to us, I guess, earlier today because on my side it says excellent connection. And then it says 0 dropped frames. So I'll have to go back and watch it. I don't have my phone with me, so can't watch it live right now. But anyway, that's what I wanted to come in and talk about. A little bit about injuries here. Obviously, you've got the breaking news, about a half hour old now with Penei Sewell. The other thing here is it's probably my fault, right? Because didn't I just say it yesterday? Didn't I just say that it doesn't matter if these guys play in the preseason or not because they can get injured in practice? I think so you can blame me, for the bad juju, I guess, that happened today. But the thing is, time is on our side to a degree right now. And it gives us a little bit of a window of hope that these guys can get back and get healthy. We're getting a whole host of players back next week, which I think is great for this team moving forward. And I don't think that we're going to have too many issues, with the injury status. It is what it is. But moving forward, it looks like you're going to get all these little injuries out of the way. Right? Get all this little crap out of the way. And then let's hit the season and, hit the ground running and don't have to worry about these injuries again. They're going to get their scare and then they're going to focus a little bit deeper on how do I protect my body? What the heck happened? Make sure that doesn't happen again. But I just said, that it's clearly an injury bug that is just kind of floating around the Lions right now. But these guys, and I also said that, when you get into the third preseason game, these guys are playing at a different level because they're trying to make a team. And sometimes that leads to injuries. And I'm not saying that's what happened today, but you're in a scrimmage today and you've got guys flying around. Now, I have no idea who was on the field when this happened. But what I will tell you is that these guys are flying around. They are trying to impress the coaches, the guys that are on the bubble. And sometimes that just leads to dumb stuff. We'll just categorize it as that. Just dumb stuff happens. And then that usually leads to the oh shit stuff and people get hurt. And it's unfortunate, but that's just the way I think that players learn is through controlled chaos a little bit. And it's kind of chaotic in scrimmage time and practice time right now because you got guys that want to make this team and they want to make other teams if they get cut. So they're putting it all out there. Looks like you guys are all getting the buffering. I don't know. I'll go back and watch it, but again, it's on my side. I don't know how to fix that because it says it's perfect, which is good for a change, right? We had a rash of issues. We just haven't for a while now. Michael Garrity says, funny thing is, when the report come out, the first thing I thought about was tomorrow's show. Very cool that you jumped on this right away. Respect. So, Michael, I usually do this stuff right away. I've just been so busy with everything and trying to get, I'm spending like 10 hours a day on graphics, it seems like, just trying to get things ready for the season so that I can hit the ground running and not have to spend so much other time doing other stuff because, like this Saturday I could be at the game and then week 1 I'll obviously be in Detroit. So I got to have a lot of things up and running and rolling so that we can try to have a seamless season. Normally I'm pumping out 2-3 videos a day, but I'll save a lot of that stuff for next week and the regular season. We'll hit it hard. So that's really all I wanted to share. Did I see Braylon Dennis in here? Hey, it's about time. Where you been hiding? Where you been at, Braylon? Are you mad? Are you mad at me for something? What did I do? Salty, what's happening? Shane Smith. Who else is in here? Steve K. Trace, Broski. Rick, what's up in that? What's up with the practice field? Way too many injuries in practice. Hey, that's a good question. I never thought that their practice field was bad. Matter of fact, I think that they have one of the nicer ones, but I'm not on the field, so I don't know. Braylon Dennis, Houston, no surprise. We need to cut our losses with Houston. Houston, what? Braylon? Cut your losses with Houston? What do you mean? Houston suffered a bone bruise and Campbell is going to address the The press tomorrow, I'm not sure if it's even scheduled, but if it is, we'll be live during the press conference covering it here too. Because I want to hear what's going on. Southwest Line 26, been a minute since you've been around. How you doing? Says luck is a variable in winning a Super Bowl. Part of having good luck is not losing top players. Sewell injury. Hopefully, it's not going to be too serious. I hope not to. Before we take off, the one thing that, who wrote this? Jeremy Reisman. He said that Sewell came down, he was down on the field for a little bit before walking to the sideline. So that's the good news, right? He walked to the sideline. Now, he was limping a little bit from the other reports that I read, but he spent several minutes on the bench working with the trainers. They removed his shoe of his left foot, and then he was taking a look at a tablet, and then after the evaluation, they walked to the locker room, probably to go get x-rays, maybe an MRI. Is what it is. We're going to find out tomorrow more than likely. But this is why I think that the Lions are going to be hunting for more offensive linemen. I think that, I think it's just in the cards anyway. We're really thin. Really thin right now of backups. Like all of our backups are stepping up right now, which is good. They're getting time, but we're going to be a little short come start of the season if these guys can't stay healthy. So anyway, we'll be back tomorrow morning, and we'll see what we come up with. You guys have a great rest of your day. Go Detroit Lions.